Hey guys, it's Julia. So today I'm going to be doing my Booktube-A-Thon 2015 wrap-up for you guys. First off, before I begin, I just want to address the fact that I kind of disappeared on the last few days of Booktube-A-Thon, and that is because I went to Seattle. I was not able to make videos or edit them while I was there, unfortunately, but I did continue reading throughout the entire time I was there, so never fear. I didn't just stop because I went to another country. So basically, for this Booktube-A-Thon, I read 6 books, which is really good, but at the same time, it kind of makes me disappointed just because last year, my first year doing the Booktube-A-Thon, I read 7 books, and I know that some of them were Percy Jackson, so they were like shorter, but still, I still read 7 books. But I'm still happy with 6 books. I think it was good, and all the books I read I was really excited to read, so that kind of made everything better. So let's just go on to the wrap-up. So the first book that I read during the Booktube-A-Thon on day 1 was Every Last Word by Tamara Ireland Stone, which was incredible and beautiful and amazing, and this book, guys, let me tell you. This book is a beautifully written story about this girl who has purely obsessional OCD, and she hides it from her friends because she's in the popular group and she does not want them to treat her any differently. She likes where she is in her social hierarchy. But then this girl introduces her to this poetry club, and she goes in and starts learning more and writing poetry, and just her personality kind of develops. All the characters were really believable and they were relatable, especially the main character. Even though she had OCD, I personally found her very relatable, which was really interesting because I did not expect that at all to come out of this story. But overall, this book got 5 out of 5 stars. It was amazing, beautiful, and I really highly recommend you to read it. Like, I don't know why I waited so long to read it, and I don't really know that many people who haven't read it. But if you haven't read it, it's so amazing and it's so worth a read. I couldn't put it down. It's just beautiful and you should all go get it. The challenge that I completed with this book was to read the book that you last acquired. So this book I bought a couple days before the Booktube-A-Thon began, kind of because I wanted to read it for the Booktube-A-Thon and give myself an excuse to just hop right into this book. So the next book that I read for the Booktube-A-Thon was Frostbite by Rochelle Mead, which is the second book of the Vampire Academy series. I love this one as well. I believe I gave it 5 stars on Goodreads. I like this better than the first Vampire Academy novel. I guess I just enjoyed the storyline a little better, and I love the first Vampire Academy novel and the second one even better, and hopefully it'll just keep progressing throughout the series. This book is funny, the main character is very sassy, and it just makes me laugh and makes me happy, and I just really enjoy these books in general. This challenge that was completed by reading this book was to read a book with an author that has the same first letter of their last name as yours, so that, and also to read a book with blue on the cover, so yeah. The third book I read for the Booktube-A-Thon was Animal Farm by George Orwell. This book was a pretty quick read. It is 92 pages, however, it is definitely not as easy as a read as I anticipated it to be. I did not realize how heavy the subject matter was and how deep this story is. This book is about these group of farm animals who revolt against their farmer as he is doing nothing and just taking from them, and then they have their own farm, which they call the Animal Farm, but the political side of the farm kind of comes out and comes into play a lot, and it was a very interesting book. I believe I gave it 4 stars. It made me think a lot, and I definitely want to reread this so I can soak up the knowledge in this book a little more. This book completed the challenge of reading someone else's favorite book. So the fourth book that I read for the Booktube-A-Thon was Miss Peregrine's Home for Peculiar Children by Ransom Riggs. This book was so cool, and at the same time it was totally not what I expected it to be. I had expected it to be about children that were like evil and creepy. That turned out to completely be not true. This story is about a boy named Jacob. A tragic event causes him to leave to go to the island where Miss Peregrine's home is kept, and he explores there and learns about the home and people in the home and makes a lot of decisions and meets a bunch of things. And I don't know how to describe this book without spoiling it. This book was really, really good. The first chapters, I have to say, were a bit slow for me personally, so I was kind of like iffy about it, but then as I got further in, it got so much more interesting, and then all of a sudden I could not put it down. So this was definitely one that I gave 4 stars, but very, very close to 5 stars. Just this much would have made it 5 stars. It's just the beginning that was kind of slow for me personally. The challenge that I completed by reading this book was to read a book that you just really want to read. Next book that I read for the Booktube-A-Thon was Throne of Glass by Sarah J. Maas. Holy cow, this book blew me away. I was not expecting to love this book as much as I did. This book was insane. It kept me on my toes. It made me like curious. I just wanted to keep reading it all the time. It reminded me like of The Selection, but then also of the Triwizard Tournament, but both of those like with assassins. There is this assassin named Selena, and she has been sent to this death camp, and she's been there for a year, but then this prince comes and invites her to be his champion for these tests to become the king's assassin champion person. And she goes and trains and meets people in the castle and has to become a little bit less arrogant. Oh, and she's also the best assassin like in the land, but no one knows that she's like, I don't know, like 16 or something. 18-ish. The main character in this book just made me so happy. She was just such a badass and I loved her. And I also like the love triangle that is forming in this book. This book completed the challenge of having blue on the cover and also having the author with the same first letter of their last name as me. So this completed the same challenges as Frostbite, so that is cool. And this book is amazing and I recommend you read it right now because it was insane. It was crazy. And then the last book that I read for the Booktube-A-Thon was Rebel Belle by Rachel Hawkins, which was very highly anticipated for me, and I liked it a lot, and I think I would have liked it more if I took more time to read it because I was cramming this book in at the end. Like, I started reading this at like 9 o'clock on Sunday night, and I need time to like read books usually. Like if I really want to enjoy them, I need to like let it soak in, read each page very carefully. But this one was really good. It's just, I think I would like it a lot better if I could read it slower and kind of soak the world more in. It's about this girl named Harper Price, and basically something happens at her homecoming dance which causes her to have these crazy powers and have to protect this guy that she really does not like. And the story is really cool. It's really funny. Like, there's some great one-liners in this one. It's really action-packed, which I was not expecting. I will definitely be rereading this one just because I want to soak in the world and love it even more because everyone loves it, but I'm like, I really, really liked it. I give it 4 stars, but I didn't love it, so. This book completed the challenge of trying to read 7 books. So this book was just kind of like an add-on book. I think there's a bug on my leg. Stomp it. Those were all the books that I read this Booktube-A-Thon. I read a total of 1,908 pages, I believe. There weren't any books that I read that I didn't like at all. So I am very happy with Booktube-A-Thon this year. I hope you guys had a good Booktube-A-Thon as well. I love Booktube-A-Thon. Booktube-A-Thon is amazing. It makes me so happy, and it always will. And very tired. Make sure you have lots of caffeine. If you plan on doing Booktube-A-Thon, you need caffeine and time. Time is of the essence, and you need a lot of it. I will see you guys again in my next video. I love you very much, and I need to go recover from the Pretty Little Liars summer finale. Okay, bye.